Hey everybody, welcome to the show. You know where you are, the 9 at 9 with me, Tigo. And since it's the first Friday of September, and if you're watching this in 2028, I know it probably isn't, but in 2023, it's the first Friday of September. That means Cindy Van Arnam is here, and she's going to teach us how to take the leap. For me, I've done cliff diving. I've taken major leaps in business, but I don't think that's all she means. Something about lots of sevens. So sit right there. We'll be right back.
The Power of Pink Summit and the Now Honors. Has moved to the downtown Las Vegas area and the famous Fremont district, bringing the most brilliant and talented women in the world. To one stage in one place, where their power will be captured for the world to see. And it is hosted by the one and only Teresa Tigo God. We present to you Now Honors 2023.
Welcome back to the show. Yeah, you heard me right. Cindy Van Arnam is here, and we're going to be talking about taking the leap. I hope she's not taking me to a cliff. Hey, Cindy, are you out there?
I am here, and no, we're not going to a cliff.
Oh, thank goodness, because my knees could not handle another cliff dive at almost 60.
No.
25? Yes. 60? No. So what are we talking about?
Yeah, so September is going to be an interesting month. You know, August was all about emotional clearing, especially moving towards the end of August. We felt that extreme full moon. We're in the middle of Mercury retrograde. It feels a little bit foggy. We don't really know what's going on. And then by September 15th, it's going to feel like we're being shot out of a cannon. It is go time on your dream, whatever you want that to be.
Wait a second. Shot out of a cannon? Like at the
literally
show on Earth?
Figuratively.
Oh, okay. All right. I was a little nervous. I thought we were going to a whole nother planet. That was great.
No.
Did you not have your vitamin today? What are we talking about? So what does all that have to do with the number 7?
Yeah, so the 7 is about deep faith and trust in yourself. Now, as human beings, our brains are designed to keep us safe from the lions and the tigers and the saber-toothed things. The thing is, there's not a lot of saber-toothed things in the world anymore. And so we've got these big dreams. Maybe you want to, become an online coach. Maybe you want to step forward with your healing business and really start activating more wealth in your business. But you're afraid of being judged. You're afraid of what people are going to say to you online. You're afraid of people kind of being haters in your feed and all of these things. And it's terrifying to be visible. It's terrifying to put yourself out there. And the 7 says, do it anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway. There isn't a single human being on the planet who doesn't experience fear. Some people go for it. Some don't. Be the 5% that does.
Okay, so I have managed, to meet I've been blessed to meet some of the most amazing experts, including yourself. And one of the questions I always ask is about fear, because we always have some kind of fear going. All of us out there, we didn't get up in the morning and just say, we're ready to take on the world. We go, I know I do. What the heck am I doing? And I just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Some people say fear fuels you. Some people say fear stops you. Where do you stand with fear?
Yeah, to me, fear is nothing but resistance. And so it shows up in lots of different ways. It shows up in procrastination. It shows up in excuses. It shows up in the I can'ts, the I won'ts. So we need to pay attention to what we're doing in our day to day. And even if you've got some of those thoughts of like, oh man, this is scary, I don't know. It's when you give in to resistance, you give up on your dream. So you've got
Ooh.
to remember your dream.
Wait. Say that again.
Yeah,
I want to make,
that's a good
listen,
one, isn't it?
y'all. Say that again. They need
When
to
you
hear it
give
again.
into resistance, you give up on your dream.
Oh, that is perfect. It also needs to be a t-shirt. We'll talk about that.
I agree.
But go ahead.
So I think really focusing on the dream more than the fear. We've all got the thoughts of the fear, but there's only a small percentage of humans on the planet who will focus on the dream, because we have, as humans, we have the ability to choose our thoughts and our emotions. But it's really easy to go down that negative pathway and, oh, somebody's going to judge me and make fun of me. And maybe not today. Maybe not today. Maybe my dream is tomorrow. No, your dream is today. It's right now. And so you got to fuel the flame of that right here, right now. And think about what it's like 6 months down the road when you've achieved the dream. And my body's just lit up, just even talking about this. All of a sudden you get the goosebumps and you're like, yes. And you can't help but take action in that energy. It drives you forward.
So let me ask you, because last year you shared your story at the Now Honors at the Power of Pink.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, y'all, I didn't follow the schedule and we almost missed it. That was my fault. But she came up and you shared your story. When you started, you were visually shaking. We can see it.
Yep.
But you did such an amazing job sharing your story. How did you get the energy to stand in front of that audience? Those are some amazing women, to stand in front of that audience and get past your own fear and share your journey like that.
Yeah, so I call it nerve sighted. So my whole body starts to react, and I've had the whole full body shaking. It happens all the time. And so I just focus my mind on, yes, I'm afraid, and yes, I feel fear, and I'm so excited. This is my lifelong dream. This is the stage that I wanted to be on for so long. And what would it feel like if you didn't do it? And it just forward. I'm like, you know what? I don't care. People can laugh at me if I'm shaking, but I know that my story deserves to be shared because it's inspiring. I mean, what I've done in my life is pretty wild. There's a movie coming out about it.
There is a movie coming out about it, and I'm super excited, and I can't wait to see it. It's going to be fantastic. But I got to ask you, for the people that are out there going, they don't want to share their journey or their story, even with their own family, with their spouses, with their parents, with their kids. They feel like, oh no, I don't want to be judged. I don't want anybody to look at me. They're terrified there. How important is it to get balanced at home before you try to get balanced in the world?
Yeah, crucial. It's very important. You need to be able to have that conversation first with yourself. I think we kind of shove things under the carpet and we don't want to look at our own feelings around our story, whatever that is. And so again, it comes back to the self-mastery thing we talked about in August, of really understanding and acknowledging and witnessing your own emotions and your feelings and letting the trauma rise up out of your body. Because if you can face it for yourself, you can face it with anybody.
Oh, I love that. And it's like many people are trying to be perfect. Expert Talk has been around. We're over 400 episodes. And the one thing no one will say is that it's perfect, because I'm not trying to be perfect. And I don't want the experts that come on this show to be perfect, because that's not life. You got to be able to navigate and just keep moving forward and get past the fear. So what's the message that we're supposed to get out of all these sevens out of September? What's the message we're supposed to take in here for taking that leap?
Yeah, it's really about, like what you just said, it's not about perfection, it's about authenticity. The world is craving authenticity. The world is craving our stories because the world is healing from its own trauma. And that's how we learn from each other, is by sharing our stories and being vulnerable and being willing to step forward and say, hey, you know what? I've been there too. And the more we do that and show up in all our messy mess, the easier it is for the rest of the world to heal too. We must start sharing our stories. And so be brave, be courageous, put yourself out there, be willing to look at yourself in the mirror first, and then go for it.
It's about riding the wave, because I've had so many people tell me, oh, I'll do this when things get better. I'm not saying things won't get better, but life is about riding the wave. It's going to be big. It's going to be small. You're going to fall off the board, get your butt back on the board, because that's what life is all about. For a young woman that's watching this right now, maybe she's in college, maybe she's about to graduate or just graduated high school, she's worried about just getting started. What message would you give her?
Yeah, there's no such thing as failure. There's only learning forward. So take a step, find out what you learn, and keep going. Take another step, find out what you learn. If I've learned nothing in my life, it's that. You cannot fail. You can't make a wrong decision. All you can do is make a decision.
I'm so proud to have you as a part of our family. I'm so proud to have you, on our stage every year. You'll be back this year. I promise I'll read the schedule. Let's start there. I promise I'll read the schedule and make sure that the world gets to see your message again. And who knows what you're going to share. Don't tell me. I want to be surprised what you're going to share this year. I got to ask you, though, are you coming back for the last quarter and going to give us 3 more months?
You betcha.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. How do people find you, Cindy?
Fullblastcoaching.com or Google me. I am everywhere.
You're amazing. Thank you for being a part of our family, and I can't wait to see what happens next month.
Thank you so much, Tigo.
You're the best. All right, everybody, you know what to do. If you didn't write it down, if you're driving or whatever, go to tigodirect.com, type in Cindy. You could probably type in the number 7 at this point, and she's going to come up. Just reach out to her, say, hey, I saw you on Expert Talk, and I just want to, have a consultation, understand more about numerology. She's part of the family, and she loves welcoming new people. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And as always, I'm Tigo. I'll talk to you next time.